Equipment check. What's required?
This one's tough, so I definitely recommend watching the whole video at least once before going at it.
What's recommended?
Alright, I consider this the hardest DIY routine maintenance you can do to your truck, and I'm going to show you how to do it with removing as little as possible and still getting the job done right. Now, let's prep our plugs and tools. So, the Denso 4705s are a long-time favorite. They're a little pricier, maybe 3 times the cost of an AutoZone cheapo, but they're rated for a long time. And you know, I'm not going to cheap out. So take some dielectric grease and put it on this part right here. Take some of this anti-seize and put just a dab on the threads and then blend it in with your fingers. When you get to the part where the ignition coils are off, go ahead and either use a Q-tip or your pinky and get some of that dielectric grease right inside. Okay, so this is how I skin my cat. I'll take a 6-inch and a 10-inch extension and use a universal joint in between them. It gets the job done 99% of the time. However, sometimes I'll put the universal joint at the very end and then put whatever socket I want against that. Okay, super important. Electrical tape done right, and I'll show you what happens when it's done wrong. On your extension where it mates to the spark plug socket is going to hold that together, so when you install your spark plugs, you don't accidentally leave that socket down inside the engine. Alright, disconnect that battery, take off your engine cover, and contrary to popular belief, the intake manifold does not have to be moved. Both the passenger and driver side of the engine each have 3 ignition coils. There'll be a spark plug under each one. Every nut you remove on this side will be 10 millimeter. So a tip I like to give y'all is I'm 6 feet tall and my truck is still factory height currently. But I like to stand on something that gives me about another 10 inches of height so I can comfortably lean over the side. A small screwdriver can be real handy in removing some of these clips, but please be careful. You do not want to accidentally break one of these plastic clips or the wires. They've been under a hot hood forever and they can be brittle. In fact, I'm going to use some dielectric grease on them when I plug them back in just to help the next time. Let's get this harness up and out of the way to reveal that middle ignition coil. And they just pull straight up and out. Sometimes you gotta kind of wiggle them a little bit to navigate them around wires. In hindsight, next time I do this, and what you should do is do one at a time. Don't pull them all out like I did. I'm kind of risking getting dirt down in there and exposing it longer than I need to. Not a huge deal, but something to think about. Always start these by hand. If you cross-thread one of these, you're gonna have a very bad day and week. Using your torque wrench, snug them up to 13 foot-pounds. And go ahead and drop that ignition coil in, spin it as necessary, and seat it all the way down. So I ditched the glove, as my friend would say, to increase my dexterity. You really just need to be able to feel everything down here, and we're not even on the claustrophobic driver's side yet. Driver's side, I'm not even going to be able to wear my watch, so get ready for that. Putting a little bit of dielectric grease on these connectors is going to save my life next time. They just slide on so much easier now. I definitely recommend it. Alright, we're done on the passenger side, so here comes the most relaxing song I could find, because the driver's side can be a real pain. We'll do it together, we'll do it slow. Okay, these bracing brackets are a 12mm socket. You want these loose or disconnected on the top and loose on the bottom. Go ahead and pop your hoses out, get them loose so you can manipulate them easier. Let's loosen up that second bracket, again 12mm on the top and bottom. And here's the bottom view. Good luck finding room. It's really just choose your own adventure. Okay, regular needle nose are your friend. They're going to help you carefully remove some of these clips. Yeah, I know, camera angle kind of sucks, but it is so tight down here, so just stay with me. Everything is now 10mm. To remove those ignition coils, it's just like the other side, except now it's like you wish you have little mouse hands now, because it sucks. The ignition coil closest to the firewall is actually hidden under this insulation, so a 10mm nut is going to free that up and allow us to push it out of the way. Just like that. And there it is. Start those plugs by hand. It is the way, the only way. And on this far left one, you're going to see where I messed up. Oh, my socket's still in there. My tape gave way. I was sitting there jamming it in, confused, and then I realized my tape's in the way. So now I needed to get these long nose pliers and pluck that guy out, which happened off camera, but trust me, it's no longer in there. I used a little bit of air to make sure that there was nothing still in there, and then I took my torque wrench and put them all to 13 foot-pounds, just like the other side. Shimmy your ignition coils back down in there. It can be kind of a magic trick, but you'll get it. And then just start reconnecting everything, because we are just about done. Don't forget some dielectric grease. It's going to save our butts next time. Check under your hood for any leftover nuts, bolts, or tools, and also look for nuts, bolts, or tools, like 5 times. Good job. Bet you're glad that's over.
Thanks for hanging out with us. See you next time on Team Oil Drop.